The winds still carry the acrid smoke from the ruins of the Jade Lotus Sect, and Li Wei's hands tremble with the memory of the duel that almost cost him his life. Shadows of betrayal cling to the palace gates, while whispers of an ancient curse echo through the alleys of Cloud City. In this precarious moment, every heartbeat might herald salvation or doom. As the mountain streams churn with unseen currents, the stage is set for an upheaval that will test both loyalty and power. Prepare to witness the next storm in recap. Tales of Hurting Gods, Chapter 705, Chapter 706. Chinmu's heart fell into the depths of despair, yet he gathered all his might and unleashed the soul guide. He strove with every ounce of his power to summon back the primordial spirits of Woodcutter, first ancestor, and the others from Yudu before the three figures descended. The ones stepping down from the luminous moon were none other than Lu Yongku and his junior brothers. Clearly, they had not entered Lizhou, as Chinmu had presumed. He had expected them to cast their spell in the sky above Lizhou, never imagining they would defy all expectations and enter the moon itself, which hung over 100,000 miles from eternal peace. The sky stretched 100,000 miles high, yet was a mere 1,000 yards thick. The formation arts of the sun, moon, and stars converged there, guarded by countless celestial gods who maintained the illusion of heavenly phenomena for the world below. Lu Yongku and his companions must have anchored the life and death book within the moon's formation, drawing its power to illuminate Lizhou. That night, the first of the lunar month, the moon should not have appeared. Stars shone across the heavens, yet only above Lizhou did the moon gleam. The divine practitioners of Lizhou and even gods like Suyunji fell into the trap. Not only Suyunji, but even Saint Woodcutter could not foresee an assault from the moon. By the time moonlight fell upon them, it was too late. Though their cultivations soared beyond mortal comprehension, they had lost initiative. Confronted by the life and death book forged by Mingdu Black Deity, losing the upper hand was akin to courting death. One misstep, and every soul in Lizhou perished. Only Chinmu survived. As the son of Yudu, he alone could resist the life and death book's control. The only path to reversal lies in reclaiming their primordial spirits. Alone, I am insufficient to oppose Lu Yongku and his brothers. He thought. Chinmu performed his divine art, and the gate of heaven influence erupted behind him. He chanted in the weighty tongue of Yudu, and spirits scattered in all directions. Why are the souls of Woodcutter and the others absent? His heart sank further. Soul Guide could retrieve souls if corpses remained, yet no trace of Saint Woodcutter, first ancestor human emperor, or the others appeared within Yudu. Above, the moon hung bright, and the three figures approached at a speed that blurred the distance. The dots grew steadily larger until the naked eye discerned their forms. Chinmu persisted with his spell, beads of cold sweat tracing his face. Gritting his teeth, he plucked the golden willow leaf from the heart of his brows. Heaven Duke, Crimson Emperor, matters of life and death compel me. I must borrow my brother's power to contend with the gods and devils of Mingdu. Within the chin character land at his brow, the big baby sucked its toe, curiosity flickering. Could the elder brother wish to consume me? Though he has fed me well, even the small case before had its merits. Resentment lingered from past encounters, tempered slightly by the blood light from the god execution mysterious knife. Yet the baby remained reluctant to aid him. Crimson Emperor and Heaven Duke exchanged solemn glances. Granting him the power of the son of Yudu risks wickedness. Withholding it risks disaster if the younger brother dies. Alone, he could devour eternal peace and shape it into Yudu. He may devour, but if he consumes too much, the land itself empties. We must grant a portion, but not all, Heaven Duke mused. A fraction prevents the devil nature from taking root, allowing hope for reversal. Crimson Emperor hesitated. Is this not courting peril? Heaven Duke chuckled, confident. We never play with fire carelessly. We shall open the seal slightly, cautiously, lest the elder brother intervene. Coordination is crucial. Error cannot be afforded. The challenge remains, convincing the elder brother to lend power. The baby, towering yet clumsy, rose and snarled. White-bearded old man, 3 heads, think to touch me? Seek death, do you? At that moment, a light beam shattered the gate of heaven influence behind Chinmu as Lu Yongku, Kui Qingpei, and Fu Yangqi descended above the observatory. Too late. Qinmu summoned the three primordial spirit undying god consciousness, yet no force emerged from his brow. Anxiety coiled within him. Qin Fengqing, even if you summon the souls, it is futile, Lu Yongku said, stepping down from the sky with a faint smile. They dwell not in Yudu, but in Mingdu. Soul guide draws from Yudu. Without their souls there, retrieval is impossible. Qinmu narrowed his eyes, a subtle smile forming. Hence, the primordial spirits elude me. They reside in Mingdu. Logic dictates that my arts should pierce Mingdu as they have pierced Yudu and Fengdu, though this marks my first encounter with Mingdu itself. Kui Qingpei alighted beside him, tone leisurely. Snatching souls from Mingdu is far harder than from Yudu. Though born of Yudu, Mingdu's arts have evolved under the black deity to surpass their origins. Qinmu smiled. Test it yourselves. I may succeed in seizing from Mingdu, expose a flaw for black deity, and you may refine it. Fu Yanqi emerged behind, declaring, Son of Yudu, delay is needless. Master now personally handles eternal peace as Mingdu black deity. His direct involvement signals its gravest importance and marks its doom. Dread weighed on Qinmu's heart, Son of Heaven Yin intervening personally? No wonder Saint Woodcutter and first ancestor human emperor fell into the snare. His cultivation immeasurable, his presence heralded calamity for eternal peace. My master seeks you. Interest lies not in eternal peace, but you. Once he dispatched junior brother Chu Yi against you, but failure ensued. Thus we come, Lu Yongku explained. The mirror used by Qi Juyi to seal you. You still possess it, correct? Qinmu continued, undying god consciousness, attempting to siphon his brother's power, and at last felt a surge from his brow. Calmly delighted, he responded. Could it be the mirror seized from Qi Juyi? Rummaging through his touty sack, Qinmu searched. Not this one. Not this one either. Mirror after mirror failed to bind him. Lu Yongku's patience waned. Fu Yanqi's temper flared. Why clutch so many mirrors? Qinmu blushed. Handsome men must carry their reflections. Fu Yanqi snorted, brandishing a mutilated hand. Qinmu ignored him, until at last a mirror froze him in place, bound by strength and divine arts. Crimson Emperor, suspicious, asked, If little power is granted, why seek that disciple's primordial spirit? Is Qinmu normally so fierce? Heaven Duke and he exchanged glances, disbelief etched on their faces. Heaven Duke muttered, Is there still a way to salvage this? Crimson Emperor paced with measured steps, his gaze sharp as a drawn sword. He has cultivated my undying god consciousness, he mused, and only with your strength and mine can he suppress his elder brother, seizing the mantle and power of the son of Yudu. Yet now, we have given him too much, and his brother is immobilized by Son of Heaven Yin's Mingdu Jade Mirror. Our only recourse is to block the seal, halting his theft of his brother's power. At that instant, Heaven Duke moved with swift precision, intercepting the seal and stemming the flow of the great infant's power. What is next? Heaven Duke urged, tension coiling in his voice. Crimson Emperor's eyes flicked skyward. We may shatter the Jade Mirror's seal, allowing Qin Fengqing to contend with him over the Yudu devil essence. Only then can he reclaim the identity of son of Yudu. Heaven Duke advanced to observe the great infant. A strange force gripped the butterfly-winged lights in his triple eyes, swirling like whirlpools collapsing in upon themselves, sealing his consciousness. Heaven Duke attempted to unweave the divine art, but the path Son of Heaven Yin had tread differed from his own understanding. Some runes eluded him entirely, and he could only force the seal with raw strength. But as a mere clone, his powers were bounded. He could not pierce the seal swiftly. This method will not suffice. Are there other options? Heaven Duke conceded, wariness in his tone. Crimson Emperor's gaze cut the heavens. Awaken Brahma Buddha. We can combine our might to shatter Son of Heaven Yin's seal, stir Qin Fengqing from slumber, and together we can suppress Qin Mu. Heaven Duke shook his head, his expression shadowed. Once the old Buddha slumbers, waking him is no small feat. This path fails as well. With a weary sigh, Crimson Emperor murmured, Then it is left to fate. May Qin Mu retain his consciousness and stir no calamity. In hope, Heaven Duke replied solemnly. Beyond the halls of plotting, Qin Mu unfurled his 3 heads and 6 arms, a tempest of motion. His triple cries rang out as he assaulted Lu Yongku and Fu Yanqi in tandem. Yeah! Divine arts collided in waves, engulfing the foes, each strike multiplying as if countless Qin Mu swarmed them, their scalps tingling with fear. Fu Yanqi managed to ward off only 2 divine arts before his protective formation shattered under Qin Mu's relentless force. Splitting 7 spirits with 1 finger, he bellowed, thrusting his right hand with only the thumb spared, curving it skyward and pressing upon Qin Mu. Darkness coalesced behind him, the visage of Mingdu manifesting. 7 divine entities, each unique, embodied the 7 spirits. Canine corpse, concealed arrow, yin of sparrow, seizing thief, not toxic, remove filth, and smelly lung. Their blessing imbued his strike with the might to sunder all 7 spirits. Qin Mu clenched 4 fingers and bent his thumb likewise. A snap resounded. The thumb of Fu Yanqi shattered, bones fracturing with explosive force. The power surged along his arm, dislocating joints, sending bone spikes tearing through flesh. Pain seared through him, corporeal though he may have been and indifferent. The agony was undeniable. Qin Mu's other 5 arms clenched and drove downward upon the vital points of Fu Yanqi, brow, heart, dantian, tailbone, sea of qi, thumbing them with brutal precision. Blood spewed, primordial spirit numbed, fear coiled in Fu Yanqi's heart. He draws not upon the 7 spirits' divine favor, yet his soul arts surpass mine. With triple heads and 6 arms, Qin Mu unleashed a storm of divine arts, a cyclone of punches, kicks, incantations, and sword techniques in simultaneous harmony. The culmination of Crimson Light era mastery, patched through both Crimson and Light Emperor's legacies, left him flawless. No weakness remained for Fu Yanqi or Lu Yonk to exploit. Fu Yanqi, though resolute, stood on Jade Pool realm. With his primordial spirit shackled, he endured an onslaught, bones breaking, sword and knife lights piercing him, until he fled into the darkness of eternal peace, executing the ultimate art of Mingdu to vanish from sight. Yet even the shadows could not bar Qin Mu, who pressed the chase, seizing Fu Yanqi's primordial spirit, his eyes alight with feral glee. Lu Yonku attempted interception, traversing Mingdu and mortal space to avoid Qin Mu's radiant gaze, but divine light rained from Qin Mu's triple heads, pinning him, thrusting him repeatedly from Mingdu's dark fold. Each time, the son of Yudu's relentless assault disoriented him. The disciples of Mingdu, accustomed to deathless reincarnation, found terror in Qin Mu's predation. He consumed, and reincarnation offered no shield. Suddenly, a colossal god, awoken by the sacrifice of the juniors, rose in the observatory, shaking the foundations with a single movement. Lu Yonk, unprepared, was crushed beneath its fist, a pit swallowing him as bones shattered. Realization dawned. These disaster gods knew no allegiance, recognizing no master, sparing no foe. Primordial spirit departed, observing the fierce duel above. Qin Mu teetered on the brink of madness, executing divine arts with the ferocity of a tempest. Sakra Buddha's scripture, first ancestor human emperor's mudra, ancestral dragon's supreme mystery techniques, disabled elderly village secrets, the past human emperor's arts, crimson and light emperor's legacies, all flowed through him, the torrent of his cultivation overwhelming. Though lacking the full might of son of Yudu, even the borrowed fragment sufficed to rival Lu Yonku. The disaster god, mighty though boundless, found no advantage against Qin Mu, whose recovery and mastery of creation techniques rendered him impervious. Qin Mu's strikes were precise, condensed, transforming his vital qi into innumerable flying swords, each a whirling thread of death. These arts were inherited from Qin Hanzhen, a legacy of explosive power contained within controlled confines. I'll beat you to death and eat you, Qin Mu cried, leaping into the fray. Divine arts cascaded from his triple heads and 6 arms. The disaster god countered with speed, yet the young cultivator's torrent struck relentlessly. The 5 thunderpot exploded, clouds of thunder and lightning interlaced with fire bell weapons, each the size of a fist, tumbling with a rumble like massive gongs. Qin Mu consumed the storm, heartily drinking from the pot as one might savor fine wine, a feat that filled Lu Yonk with unbridled fear. I no longer care, Lu Yonku roared, summoning the Mingdu heavenly gate. Devils of Mingdu poured forth, riding skeletal steeds wreathed in nether fire, converging on Qin Mu. Yet he drank and fought, undeterred, the son of Yudu's might blazing through him. Heaven Duke and Crimson Emperor watched from afar, tension carved deep into their faces. He has borrowed not 1/100th of his true power, yet. Heaven Duke murmured, uncertainty trembling in his voice. Crimson Emperor's reply was cold as frost. How much more? One misstep, and we cannot untangle the chaos.